So this is our first official video for Better Ed Space, the learning centre that I started just over a year ago. I had the grand ambition to try to capture and record as much as possible so that I could share it with as many people as possible. But of course, time flies, like literally like a rocket. And here we are. I'm only just really getting the time to do this now. So this is our learning centre, which supports the well-being and educational trajectories for a group of young people aged between 12 and 15 for the most part. We have a couple of people who are just under that age bracket and a few older people, but for the most part, our sort of demographic is 12 to 15-year-olds. We've got two learning pathways, one of which is more traditional and structured. So we have a sort of raft of GCSEs that we offer to people. We have a couple of A-levels that are on offer. We have some after-school tuition to support young people who are still in school but who are struggling a little bit. And all of those just follow a sort of like a normal prescribed pathway, prescribed by an exam board, so it's a curriculum that's been set by them. And then the more holistic learning pathway is more like a sort of like a 3-day home ed setting where young people come for between 1 and 3 days. They follow a semi-structured programme where each of the days has got a slightly different theme. So, for example, Wednesday is what we're calling our Culture Day. The young people learn either about history, they do a lot of drama, there's some film studies. At the moment, they're madly preparing for their end of year play, which is Home Alone, so coming up for Christmas. It's pretty gorgeous, actually. So they're very much supported in that. It's really fun. I just hear nonstop laughing from them, so they're really enjoying themselves. Thursday, we call that our Connections Day. So that's connection to yourself, to each other, to the environment. So we do quite a lot of talking and learning about nutrition. We do an outdoors resilience program. So this is something that our amazing English teacher, who is also a Duke of Edinburgh leader and an expedition leader and has a master's degree in outdoor nature therapy. So she's put together this phenomenal year-long program that ends with like a massive camp out in a field with wild swimming, and it's just really, really fun. So that all takes place on Thursday. We have a commercial kitchen, so we all cook together, create a big lunch, feed the 5,000, and that's again really fun. Lots of focus on team building, working together, but also responsible and safe working. So kitchen is a high risk environment, so everyone needs to be aware of the risks and make sure that they're working safely. As time passes and they develop more skills and experience, then I step back from leading a little bit and then just create opportunities for them to work together on whatever food project it is. And I'm just there in the background, just making sure that what they're doing is safe, that they're running on time, and that the dishes are cleaned. So that's me, I'm their KP. Then Friday is our STEAM day. So it's our science and art. We have two groups on the go, one who is just slightly younger, or they've been with us less time, one who's slightly older, or they've been with us for longer. We do project-based science, so each half term we have a different theme, whether it's colour and light or body and balance, and we just cover a whole range of sort of science experiments, practical demonstrations, and again, like lots of problem solving. And wherever possible, then we complement the art project so that, you know, these two sort of like learning experiences are sort of, you know, connected to each other. So it all feels very seamless for the young people. You know, they have a, you know, a rich experience, but without it feeling, you know, sort of like somebody's telling them what to learn or how to learn. So that works very well for like a lot of the young people. So what we found has been, you know, the biggest surprise out of all of this is the fluidity between these two different pathways. Young people, you know, may start off on the sort of semi-structured environment and then, you know, discover they really like, you know, sort of some part of science and they'd like to go further with it and they'll step into a GCSE programme. Most of our GCSE programmes for the young people run over 1 year, which I've found with in the home ed community, that seems to be quite a popular approach, which I think is really sensible actually, that, you know, you can pick fewer GCSEs, study them more deeply, do quite a lot of like reading around your subject so you can really get some depth, and in a year or two pick up a few more. So this is like where we're at just now with regards to the two sort of like loose pathways. But as I say, there's quite a lot of fluidity between them in that people who are doing a more structured learning program dip into the setting, people who are in the setting dip out of like a day to go and do a bit of maths or some physics or geography. So I think that